The following is a fan-based discussion. All properties discussed are property of Toei Inc., Bandai, Hasbro, and Subaru Productions.
Spooky Boogs! Hello, everybody. This week, as you can see, Matt's not here. Sad face. But we decided, in the spirit of the holiday,
Of the season, with Halloween coming up.
Yes, with Halloween and Thanksmas all coming up very soon. And to start off with that, the hollow part, we're going to do some spooky things. Actually, we're just going to talk about our favorite spooky moments in general Toku. Now, I feel like Garo would be the easy one to start off with, but let's leave it for the end. Just to talk about that, because that's a whole different level of spooktasticness. I was close enough.
Yeah, you were. You tried.
Ooh, spooky.
Ooh, spooky boogie.
Now, Jacob.
Yes.
What are some of your favorite spooky moments in just general Tokusatsu?
I'm going to go with the very first scene of Ultraman Nexus.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
The scene where we have it's a van, there's some people around it, and it's very dark, and some monsters show up, and they kill them.
They're on the ceiling, too.
Yeah.
Because they're in a tunnel.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's the very next scene where they're at the gas station.
Yeah.
And that monster is there again, and it grabs the guy and drags him under the car, and then it eats the person who was driving the car.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just like, well, this is the show we're watching.
That's a pretty creepy looking monster too.
It was just
it's executed very creepily. It's got good atmosphere, good lighting. The monster itself is just ick.
It is.
So that helps.
It's just a giant slime slug ball of doom.
Mm-hmm.
And spookiness. Keeping in that vein.
Yes.
Fine. Remember Ultraman Tiga?
I do remember Ultraman Tiga, and I knew one of us was going to bring it up.
That scene, I can't remember what episode it was, but it was just the whole scene where it felt like an episode of Alien.
You're talking about the one where they were trapped in the base.
Yes.
And it was the monster that took over their bodies.
Yes.
Yep.
That
one of us was going to bring this episode up.
The whole thing was scary as hell, and I was not okay with it.
Mm-hmm.
At all, actually. I was just sitting there like...
That was probably my favorite episode.
To be fair, they have a couple episodes like that.
They do.
It was just like, this is happening. Stop.
Mm-hmm. It was basically Alien, but at the Ultraman base.
Yeah. There are a couple of other Toku that do episodes sort of like that.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like that one in that show was just... That was a special level that I wasn't completely prepared for. And I guess this is what they get for bringing back Ultraman in the 90s, where they can be a little bit more edgy.
Yeah.
So we end up getting episodes like that. And I greatly enjoyed it. Let's talk about... Well, there are so many. Kamen Rider Shin.
Yeah, I was going to bring him up.
That entire movie.
The movie, because it's Kamen Rider, but it's done as a monster movie.
Yeah.
As a monster movie, where in werewolf movies, sometimes when the werewolf transforms, they'll their skin will fall off and the fur will be underneath. Basically what happens to this guy.
Yeah. And some of the monsters are terrifying. Pourquoi?
Pourquoi pas?
Zio has that scene where he's in the spider monsters dimension.
Yep.
And it's just the puppet. The puppet itself is why? Why.jpg.
Yeah.
.gif. And I'm just it's such a freaking looking puppet because they have slime coming out of its mouth. Its face moves in so many different parts. I was not okay with that. And I really wish they did more with both of those movies. Mm-hmm. Just because I feel like we could have got some freaky shit.
We really could have. I wish Kamen Rider Shin had been his own series.
It was going to be at least a series of movies.
I would have loved that so much.
It would have been the greatest thing that the 90s could have brought to us, just based on Kamen Rider as a principle.
Considering we didn't get a lot of Kamen Rider in the 90s, it would have been great.
No, we didn't.
But sadly, what are some other moments in Kamen Rider that stick out to you as being effectively creepy or scary?
It wasn't so much for a creepy factor, but it's my favorite episode of Kuga. It's the one where the monsters hunt down the kids.
Right.
And
you bring this one up a lot, you and Matt.
Because of just how Kuga actually ends the monster.
Yeah, because he this is the one where like he stabs him and like it just drags his sword down him.
Yeah.
Because no.
Also the first time that we actually end up getting to see like the echo of Kuga Ultimate comes
right.
in. But it's just the joy that the
now
monster...
you pissed him off.
Yeah, the joy that the monster took in just killing these kids.
Mm-hmm.
And the way that Joe reacts to it, just like, you took away these kids' futures. And it was that joy that the Grongi that week took in that.
Mm-hmm.
Was on a whole other level that I just wasn't completely prepared for.
When did you first watch this episode?
Oh, it was years ago. I went straight from Kuga to Agito.
Okay.
It was 4 or 5 years ago.
4 or 5 years ago, and your reaction when you first saw this episode.
Yeah. It was like I focused so much on just Kuga's ending him, and then the second time we watched it when we reviewed it, it's just like I focused more on the monster itself.
Okay.
And I'm just like, I had to think about my life for a second. You have any other ones? I have so many.
Let me think. I mean, a cheap answer would be something like Kamen Rider Wizard, because it's scary how bad it is. That'd be a cheap answer.
Good job. Also, Ghost is like the opposite of that.
Yeah.
Where it's just... It's terribly bad, but nothing about it is scary.
You know,
and you would think with something with the name of Ghost, we would do something with that.
There's something about... I'm going to extend this to, like, pretty much all Sentai. There's something about when civilians get killed by the monsters. When a Sentai or a Kamen Rider or Ultraman, what have you, is willing to go there, I always find that... it's pretty creepy to watch, but it's also, like, thumbs up to you. You went there. You're actually showing these monsters as a threat.
Yeah.
And one that really springs to mind is Kamen Rider O's. And it's when people get turned into metals.
Oh, yeah.
That is just creepy.
It happens quite a few times.
It happens quite a few times. And I think one that really sticks out to me is when it's a monster attacks a theme park.
Yeah.
And these people are riding a roller coaster. And as they're going through a loop, they all get turned into metals that are screaming and just like they're all metals and they all just fall.
I love it when they get to do things like that.
It's creepy.
It's so good. Another good one for me. Some of the ways that especially in the first couple episodes, like the first 2 episodes of Agito,
okay,
that monster that stuffs people into trees.
Oh god, yeah. Yeah.
And you just see an arm stick out.
An arm sticking out of a tree. Yeah.
And you're just like, this is a children's television show in Japan.
Yep.
They don't give a shit.
Nope.
And I love it.
I always bring up the example, Fist of the North Star was marketed to 10-year-olds.
It was.
So, it's different over there.
Watch out.
New game for that just came out today.
I know, I'm excited for it.
And, let's see, is there anything from Sentai that really sticks out to you?
Sentai's a little bit harder to focus on. Because it's just like a lot of the things end up getting fixed at the end of the episode. Which makes it harder to really give creep status to, or like just scary status to Sentai. Because, as I said, just a lot of things end up getting fixed at the end of the episodes. I can't really think of any.
I can.
What's that?
And that is General Schwartz from Tokuger.
How so?
How so? It's not only does he have a great design, but there is something about the way that he's written. He is a very driven character. Someone who is that powerful, who is that driven and compelled to do the things he does, is scary.
Really?
Yeah.
My voice just went everywhere.
It happens. It happens to us all.
I'll go through puberty one day, kids. It'll be great.
It happens at least once a video. But yeah, General Schwartz, I think he's one of the most effective. I think he's one of the most effective Sentai villains, and it's not so much that it's like scary, but it's like I do not want to mess with you.
Ooh, actually,
it's scary on that level.
Now that you mention
it, I don't want to cross paths with that guy because he will kill me to get what he wants.
Speaking of people who will kill you to get what he wants, Long
from Geki Ranger.
Yeah. There's a particular level where he's just like, I'm gonna fuck with you forever. to make you into something that'll bring me joy and not in the sexual way.
Yeah.
I mean, just to destroy everything because I can't.
In the sadist way.
Yeah. So that was his whole plan with Rio in that show, and I'm just like, manipulation things like that is just something about them that I particularly hate. Mm-hmm. But that's what makes Long such a great villain, just because of the way that he was just like, I've done this for the past 15 years.
And I've loved every second of it.
And I am particularly creepy. Long was a great villain, as we talked about before, but it's just like, he did this because he was bored.
Getting into characters who creep me out with their actions, I'm going to go with Enter.
Oh, yeah.
Enter.
Yeah. His whole plot.
At
the latter half of the show.
At the latter half of the show, with him driving Red to basically kill himself.
Yeah. No, it wasn't. Well, that was Red's plan. Andrew's plan was just like, I'm just going to put you in a coma.
Pretty much that, yeah.
Enjoy. And I'm just like, I love you. You're the great villain.
He is one of our favorite villains, but at the same time, just somebody I really wouldn't want to mess with.
Yeah. Juzo's a good one.
Okay.
Simply because he was, alright, I'm going to kill these people to satiate my bloodlust. Mm-hmm. And he's just like, we made this sword out of your wife's soul. And he was just like, I do that. I'm just going to use it anyway. I'm just like, who are you? What even are you? It's just the fact that he kept using it. That was the thing.
Yeah.
I love how he was written, but that took him to a whole nother level. And it was just creepy how, especially because a lot of the monsters were made from regular people.
Yeah.
And then when you're getting something like that, you're just like, he doesn't give a shit. He's gone full monster now, but he still looks like a person. Yeah. I love it. It's a great thing.
It is. Getting over to more the Hocus Pocus side of Halloween, I'm going to go with Machiko Soga as Witch Pandora.
She's just joyous.
She is the Bette Midler in Hocus Pocus of Sentai.
She is.
And just that, she's so evil, but the performance, she's just so much fun to watch.
And she was great when we watched Sun Vulcan.
Yep.
She was the main villainess in Denziman, because Sun Vulcan was apparently supposed to be a sequel.
Yep.
Unfortunately, they couldn't get any of the Denzimen to come back at that time. But her just performance in everything that she's been in has just been, I'm a witch, or
I'm a witch, or I'm an evil. I'm some sort of evil entity, but the way she just relishes in the performance, it's so much fun to watch.
She was the only good thing about Zero Ranger.
Mm-hmm.
Now, let's get on to the obvious one.
Garo.
There are a lot of episodes.
I'm going to go with the very beginning of the first episode of the first season, because that really set the mood. Where you have the guy in the museum.
Oh, yeah.
And naked lady comes out of a painting, turns him into like a bunch of chains and slips him up like noodles. Yeah. That's when I realized, okay, this is what I'm in for.
A lot of my favorite scary ones, and just because they're good episodes, are in the first season. The dentist episode.
The dentist episode. The clown. The clown who turned people into like balls and then ate them.
And then, of course, the sculptor.
Yeah.
Oh my god. I still remember that scene of after he like broke the woman, and he's like eating her eye by just sucking on it.
Yeah.
With the sound effect. 1 was uncomfortable. 2, hell no. I was just like, I remember the first time watching this show and that happened. I had to just, I paused it, I said nope, and walked away. It wouldn't have been so bad if it wasn't for the noise. Sound like wet macaroni.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Or Katya filleting a rubber chicken. Stop that.
Use that gif however you want.
Please do. But another thing from Garo that I would love to bring up is Ring from Black Blood.
I still don't think he was that scary. Well, it's like his
He was
plan.
I think he was more creepy than scary.
His plan was good.
His plan was good, and great performance from Dane Camus playing him. Great suit, too. But he was just a really creepy guy.
Yeah.
He was just so creepy. Just the creepy cult leader thing, they really nailed it with him.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm going to definitely say Ring.
There was although this is Dragon Blood, and we don't like to talk about Dragon Blood.
No, we don't.
The hotel.
The hotel in the beginning had some promising starts. They were not delivered upon, but you had some good atmosphere there.
Especially with that room being full of horrors, and that first lady who goes up in there, she's just eating.
Yeah.
And I was just
They're just like, ooh, room service.
That's a thing that's happening. There's a certain level of creepiness in just how much things don't care about other things. And this is a weird one to bring up because we rarely ever talk about this show, Go-Go 5.
Okay. Unless we're talking about how terrible the father is, we don't really bring up Go-Go 5 much.
Sure. The demon mother.
Yeah.
When she just eats her daughter.
Yeah, it's a thing.
And you're just like, wow. And just how she just constantly just pushes aside people. And if you're no longer of use to her, these are her children, by the way. She just destroys them if they're no longer of any use.
Mm-hmm.
It's like...
Getting back to another show that we don't talk about much, I'm going to go with O-Ranger. The moment in, I think it's the 4th or 5th episode, where the monster has been defeated by the O-Rangers. He comes back to the base, and the previous monster that they beat was his brother, and they've got him, crucified.
Oh my god, I forgot about that!
Yeah, they have the monster, hung up, crucified with his head hung. And he's like, what have you done to my brother? It's like, he's dead because he was useless. Now we're going to do the same to you. Cut to black, end theme song.
You can see the monster screaming.
Pretty much.
And you're just like... What show am I watching? And then it got terrible. Yeah, well, so it got scary in a different way.
That episode was not a good episode, but then that ending happened, and it was like, okay.
It was either episode 7 or 8, because it was right before the change happened.
Yeah, I want to say it was episode 5, though.
Because I remember that scene now.
Yeah, we watched it in college.
It was I think it was either blue or green focus, so it was already boring. But then that last part happened.
Yeah.
And you're just like, left field. Because that's where it came from.
Yeah.
Oh god. I'm just remembering it, and that's what makes it so damn creep-tastic.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Nexus in general.
Nexus in general had some great creepy moments.
Faust monster.
The Faust monster. The first time you see him, it's like you're clearly a devil.
He's basically just another evil monster.
A trickster, a devil.
His girlfriend was killed.
Mm-hmm.
And then her body was taken over by this thing, but she still has her memories, but it's still his body. And I love when you get to see her having dinner with her family.
Yeah.
And they all turn out to be dolls, and the walls have
and the room is just completely empty.
Yeah.
Aside from the drawings. That whole thing with the girlfriend
was so well executed.
Was so good.
Yeah.
Oh goodness.
I want to watch Nexus again.
That's something to watch for Halloween, kids.
It is. Oh, Nexus is a great show. But that, I don't even know what it, solely what about it was.
Mm-hmm.
It was just she's a just a corpse.
Technically, she's a zombie.
Yeah. And, that whole thing was just executed extremely well because they lead up to it by just showing, these creepy things and how seriously creepy her family was.
Yeah.
And then you just find out that they're dolls.
And I think one of the reasons it worked so well is because I cared about her beforehand.
Yeah.
Their relationship, it's very rare that we open up on a toku where there was a relationship already going on. Mm-hmm. And not only is it already going on, but it's good. That's even rarer. And then, because I really liked them as a couple, they had great chemistry, they were really cute to watch, and then that happens.
Yeah.
And it was like, oh.
It was she died before the show started.
She was already dead.
She's already dead.
Omae wo shindeiru.
Nani? Oh, God. Wind Spectre was also terrifying.
Oh, yeah.
You have to watch it.
That's an even better example than Wizard. I think. In terms of just... I feel like Wind Spectre is the kind of thing they would show to Malcolm McDowell in A Clockwork Orange to make him go crazy.
That's what they torture people for at Guantanamo Bay.
Yeah, they use that.
God.
I believe it.
Nexus is a weird standout. It ranks up there, especially on like the horror side of it, with Garo. Just because of how creepy things get. And we end up finding out that the like actual true bad guy has been there the entire time.
He's been there from the beginning.
As one of the people in their military organization. Yeah. You're just like, he's been manipulating everything. He's long before long was long. He's short. long man. If you haven't seen those commercials, please go watch them. It tells a very compelling story.
Sure
all around bubblegum.
Oh, okay.
I'll show you it after this.
Okay.
But yeah. I really wish Sentai had more just based on pure creepy moments. Like, they'll do it every once in a
while we'll get that episode.
Yeah.
The creepy episode.
Time Ranger. Just how dark it was. Especially throughout just so much of that show. And excluding the episode that was written by Inoue. Because Inoue was just, at his max Inoue-is at that moment.
I would also like to bring up Kaku Ranger.
Why is that?
Kaku Ranger had a couple of... there was that one episode with the ghost grandpa.
Oh, yeah.
Remember that one?
Yeah.
What was the... Was that the show that also had the key monster?
That was Die Ranger.
That was Die Ranger. Okay. That one.
Yeah. It wasn't creepy. It was just like, wow, this is happening.
It could be depending on your tolerance for such things.
Depending on where your fetishes lie.
Oh yeah. Well, that's everything.
No, I was thinking about this particular. Oh. Depending on where your fetishes and/or kinks lie. Vega baby.
Yeah, Vega baby. Hashtag Vega baby.
Why? Why did they decide to make that a thing? He just got introduced.
That was his first
focus episode.
His first focus episode.
And I'm just sitting here
he
like,
got pregnant.
Were they high? And where can I get some? Because to be on that level, there's a particular level that you just, I don't know what's happening anymore.
You may want to be careful though, because you might get pregnant.
Oh. But yeah, I don't have any other ones.
That's all I got for now, but please in the comments let us know what some of your favorite creepy...
Some people will want to talk about Amazons. That's much more of an action than anything else. It's not so much scary as it is just plain creepy. Except for that one episode where the dude was a rapist and he wasn't an Amazon. Yeah, that was the thing.
Yep.
People are like that, unfortunately.
Yep.
Yeah. Let us know what your creepy moments are, though.
Please do.
Yeah, creepy.
Creepy, scary, fun, scary. Let us know.
Yeah. Is there anything else like Tiga? Those got 2 episodes. They were just like, stop! But yeah, join us on our Facebook, Patreon, Instagram, Twitter. Put your comments down below, like, subscribe, and all that good jazz. And we'll see you next time. Bye, everybody.
Bye.